We finally have an update. We brought you this not too long ago. Remember the man who was murdered by security, all right, at a hotel. Now, those men, as we said on day one, those men are being referred for murder charges. I'm going to remind you of the video and then bring you the update. Here it is.
Stay down! Please stop fighting! Please stay down! Stay down!
That man died, okay? Now remember, when the police arrived, they arrested nobody. There's a dead body. The individuals who killed him are not law enforcement. Would not have made a difference. It's still a murder. But they got to go home.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
And I said on the first day of reporting this, in order for this man who is now deceased to have justice, it is going to take the public getting involved, watching the video and declaring a thing. This was murder. Put it up full mass. Milwaukee Police, who did not arrest those men initially, have now referred murder charges for the 4 individuals involved in the death of Mr. Devontae Mitchell, an unarmed black man who died after being restrained by hotel security guards on June 30th. The Milwaukee County DA will decide whether to bring or decline the indictments, according to Fox 6. This should not be complicated. The referrals came hours after it was announced that Hyatt Regency employees involved in Mitchell's death were fired after the company that manages the hotel reviewed surveillance video. The company did not disclose how many employees were in fact terminated. In an email to the Associated Press, a spokesperson for Aimbridge Hospitality said, quote, "The conduct we saw from several associates on June 30th violated our policies and procedures and does not reflect our values as an organization or the behaviors we expect from our associates. Following review of their actions, their employment has been terminated. We will continue our independent investigation and do everything we can to support law enforcement with their investigation into this tragic incident." The hotel effected a discipline before law enforcement did. So once the hotel affected the maximum of their discipline, all they can do is really fire, maybe recommend charges or press charges because it did happen on their property. But after they fire the 4 men that we clearly saw kill somebody, hours later, the police then make a move in order to refer charges. Let me give you a recap. So on June 30th, if you remember June 30th, Mr. Mitchell, Devontae Mitchell, was at the downtown Hyatt Regency in Milwaukee. Authorities escorted him out of the hotel, claiming he, quote, caused a disturbance, according to CNN. A video, which was posted to social media, shows 4 security guards pinning Mr. Mitchell to the ground while the black man pleads with the guards, saying, quote, "Please and I'm sorry." One of the guards, who appears to be white in the video, can be heard saying, quote, "Stay down and stop fighting," as the others, who appear to be people of color, hold Mitchell down. So the same guard is heard calling out to witnesses, quote, "This is what happens when you go into the ladies' room," end quote. It's unclear what led up to Mitchell's encounter with the security guards, how long it took police officers to arrive on the scene, and what Mitchell was doing at the hotel. And if you remember, One of the nuances we talked about in the initial reporting was this. Sometimes if you have to go to the restroom and the men's restroom is occupied, people have gone into a ladies' restroom. They do it at bars, restaurants, hotels. Yeah, it does happen. We don't know if he was having a mental health issue. You know why? Because he's dead. He doesn't have an opportunity to face those who committed this crime against him. Maybe we never find out the truth because we are left with other people to tell his story. There's more. By the time the police arrived to the scene, Mr. Mitchell was completely unresponsive. He was pronounced dead. That's according to the Milwaukee Police. The county medical examiner's office initially ruled Mitchell's death as a homicide, but the final manner is yet to be determined. Quote, the cause and manner of death is pending toxicology and further investigation. That's according to the medical examiner's office. Quote, we do not have a timeline for when this case will be finalized. The Mitchell family, they have hired our dear brother, Attorney Benjamin Crump. Obviously, the family is traumatized by his untimely death. So Mitchell's widow, Ms. Harmon, told CNN, quote, we couldn't even go into the grocery store with my daughter without her being afraid of the security standing at the door. The child is asking, is all security bad or just the ones who murdered my dad? End quote. Family attorney Ben Crump said of the incident, quote, it is deeply troubling that we have lost another Black man in an encounter with security personnel, raising serious concerns about the use of force, lack of accountability, and absence of mental health considerations. The circumstances surrounding Devontae's death is disturbing, and as described by an eyewitness, reminiscent of the killing of George Floyd. Devontae's family is left searching for answers and justice in the face of this tragic loss. So we demand a thorough and transparent investigation, Crump says, into the actions of the security guards involved in the incident. It is unacceptable that this case is not being considered a criminal investigation despite the fatal outcome. Now, that was the original. It has now turned into an official investigation, criminal investigation recommended for charges. We'll see what the DA does. But can we just go back to the scene? Imagine you being at that hotel and you just saw 4 men kill another human being in front of you. Police arrive. Those 4 men, they don't get arrested. They don't take a ride downtown to be questioned. They do not get the standard, well, we're going to just take it down to the precinct. None of that happens. They don't even have to invoke their right to counsel. Because when the police arrived, they made some evaluations, and their evaluations was based on what they assumed to be value and no value. They made an assumption that the man who was dead had no value. None. And they made another assumption that the men who killed him, they had value. All right. We'll bring you updates as this story develops.